everybody who's just coming on now. How'd you do? How's it all going? How's things? Whereabouts are you? Let me know whereabouts you are all over the world, because I do know that you're all over the world. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Nancy. That's all it's on. That's unusual. That's all it's on so far. There's normally piles on at this point, but let's just see what's happening here. So everybody who is just coming on now, who can hear me, as I say, hope life's good. I hope everything is okay. I don't know if someone's blocked here. Let's just have a look and see. Yeah, no, yeah, there we go. That's it happening now. Christine Campbell, hello. As I said, we'll just wait for a few more to come on before we start. So you're from Florida. Well, it must be morning for you then, I take it, Nancy. It must be morning for you. Well, I'm in sunny Spain here just now. Sunny roasting Spain, by the way. Sunny roasting Spain is unbelievable. Patricia O'Sullivan, hello. Donna Roy, hello from Canada. What part of Canada? I was there. I was in Vancouver a couple of years ago. Beautiful, and my family from Toronto. So beautiful. So yes, I just hope everybody's well, and everybody who's just come on now. People who've seen me before know that I like you to put questions in the comments, okay? Because my name, so I should introduce myself first. My name is Lorraine Bennett Gray. I'm a psychic medium. So what I do is I throw some cards, and if they want to, Spirit World will come in as well for you. I just don't know what happens on these lives, but I do know that I absolutely love doing them. So I'm normally, they come fast and furious, to be honest with you. So what I do is 30, and where are you, Donna? I hope someone can't pronounce it. I can't believe it. It's 36 here in Spain. It's just awful. Oh. Anyway, so questions in the comments, guys, okay? And then what I do is, and I always ask for validation, so I need to I need you to type in yes, no, I don't know. And that just keeps me on the right track, just to make sure that I'm doing my job properly, okay? I read for probably 5, 6, 7 minutes per person, and I try to bring you in as much validation or as much clarification as I can in that small space of time. It's just to get through. It's just mini reads for people, but I sometimes think even the mini reads can give so much profound evidence or what you need to hear. As simple as that. Patricia O'Sullivan, hello. Right, guys, let's get started. Charlie Shaz, how you doing? Start putting questions in the comments, please, and let me see what the tarot has got. I always start off with the tarot. I need the energy to build up, and it does build up. It builds up quite rapidly as well. Right, okay, so I'll tell you who I'm going to come to first. Let me just see here with a bit of tarot. I'm going to come to you, Amanda, because you were the first one on. I don't know if I've ever read for you before. Not that makes any difference. Amanda, this is for you. Are you still here? Just let me know that you're still here. Okay. Yeah, all is great. Right, Amanda, could you just keep validating, please? Yes, no, I don't know, just to make sure that I am on the right track. Okay, this is some tarot for you, Amanda. We'll throw some cards and let's just see what happens. I also start with a few validation cards, again, before I actually move forward. Okay, so I do feel just now there is definitely something, Amanda, going on. If you're working, well, I do believe you are, there's a working environment going on. I feel you've been needing some knowledge and information to do with your work, and I feel you're either going to be starting a job or you want to start a new job, or there's definitely something to do with your work. Amanda, does that make sense to you? If you could just let me know as quick as possible, that will be fantastic. I do feel with you, Amanda, there's something going on with your confidence when it comes to your money situation as well. I feel that maybe you're lacking a little bit of confidence with that too, Amanda. Could you just let me know if you're here? I don't know if you're still on, Amanda, to be honest with you. Actually, I don't think you are, because you were on really, really early. Do you know that? So I think I'm talking to a brick wall at the moment. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clear that one from me, because you were first on, but I think you came on very, very early. I think she came on very early. So yeah, that'd be great. Yes, it's just said there, could you please respond? But I do feel that Amanda's maybe just not here anymore, because not many people do. But thanks for that. That's great, Stacey. Right, okay. I'm going to come to Nancy Negron. Nancy Negron, could I come to you, please? Nancy Negron. Great. You just love a reading. Now, remember, guys, remember questions in the comments while I'm reading for Nancy. Okay. Right, Nancy, I do believe there's been a lot of challenges, and there's lots of challenges and a lot of changes going on. Do you know what? I don't do health, Nancy. I just don't do health. But I do have to mention health. I know that sounds really, really silly. You are here, Amanda. I'll read for you next after, okay? But I do feel, you know what? I do feel there has been something going on with your health. But I do know this. Maybe these are validation cards. But I do feel you've overcome it now, okay? If that does make sense to you. And I also do believe that you're just such an overthinker. It's just incredible, okay? But I do believe a lot of what's been wrong with you, Nancy, has been, a lot of it has been in the mind as well. Does that make sense to you? Yes, it does. Okay, thank you. I also do believe, Nancy, that you're feeling very lonely. You do things by yourself. The reason why I'm saying this is just got the Hermit coming out, but I do hear the word lonely, so I do feel you tend to do things all by yourself, or you are lonely, okay? But I do know you're a very nurturing person, but what you need nurtured now is you that needs it more than you actually needing it for other people, okay? And I hope that does make sense to you. I don't know if you're working, Nancy, but I do believe you do need to do something to do with your work, or with a working thing, whether you're working or whether you're not working. But I do feel you need more on your mind, Nancy. You need to get so much more, because I know, Nancy, you can do anything. You can put your mind to absolutely anything, and you're good at it. But you know, I think what's been happening to you recently, well, just in this recent past, is sort of, it's affected your confidence, okay? But you know what, Nancy, it's time for you to really, really get out there, because the Magician card, when I pull that, I do know that you can actually put your hand to absolutely everything. You're a generous person, but you know what, Nancy, you just need some more knowledge and information about something to do with a working environment, and get out there and start doing something. Now, if you are by any chance, you're looking for it, perfect. If you are by any chance, there's something different on the horizon. I don't know if that makes sense to you. It's not your normal thing that you normally do. I do believe it's time to expand that awareness for you and expand into something more that you've always wanted to do, but you've never quite done it. I hope that does make sense to you. This is what I'm feeling, and this is what I'm hearing. You say I'm looking for work. You said spot on. So that all does make sense. That's perfect. But you know what, Nancy? I do feel it's time for you to as I say, broaden your horizons and to do it. And I do know that if you do take that little bit of tarot advice, remember, which obviously comes from the universe, I've got the Page of Swords that comes out. So I do know that is a new learning and a new start as well. The pages, to me, are new starts, which is so, so important. So try to start thinking not outside the box, because actually I think you really know what you really want to do. But it's just taking that leap, just taking that jump, Nancy. But you know what? Life is too short. Just do it, because this is what I'm hearing and this is what I'm feeling. And I do know, trust that intuition, and I do know that things are going to be so much better for you. And I'll tell you something else, Nancy. I don't just say things for the sake of it. I do say things that I know are going to be happening or hearing. This is just what I'm hearing, because I hear a lot of things as well. So I hope all that makes sense to you, Nancy. And good luck. And I do feel, I don't know why I'm hearing September. So I do feel in September, your life is going to be changing dramatically. And thank you so much for being on here. Okay, Amanda, I am going to come to you. Let me just say a few. So Amanda, just let me say a few hellos first. Shell Ann, hello. Corey Dutton, hello. Teresa Carty, hi. Spot on. You're looking for work. Amanda, yes, right. Okay, Amanda, let's come to you. Okay, brilliant. Amanda. Let's see what the cards say, because I can't remember the first ones. It should be really the same cards that come out, Amanda. Let's find out. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you doing? Right. Remember, guys, put some questions in the comments. It would be wonderful, okay? Right, Amanda, this is for you. Again, these are verification cards, so just let me know if they are correct. I do believe you're making a decision, or you have just made an emotional decision, but do you know what? It's worked out for you. Does that make sense to you? Okay. And I do know do you know what? You're a drama queen, Amanda. I do feel a lot of drama be going on a lot around you. But I also believe you're one of these type of people that just, you know what, you just move fast. Sometimes you move too fast, Amanda, if that doesn't make sense to you, okay? Just slow it down, slow it down. And I also do feel as well, you're a very generous person, but I also do feel as well, I also do feel that, you know what, people come to you for advice. People actually like the things that you're a clever person, Amanda. You're clever, very clever. Does that all make sense to you, Amanda? Okay, so let's move on from that just to make sure. Well, you know how I said to you at the beginning that, you know, there was 2 of Cups here and you were going to be making a decision. And I do know this decision is to do with the heartfelt condition, situation. And I do feel that, well, I'm telling you right now, and I do believe it's to do with some sort of love life or your love. I don't know if you're married or not or whatever, but I do know things are going to be like a new start to you, okay? And I've got 3 months, so I do know within the next 3 months, things are going to start going to be so much better for you. Yes, I give spiritual advice messages. Brilliant. Well done to you. I avoid people that serve much better. Perfect. Right. But I do know this is about you, Amanda. It's not about anybody else. This is just about you. And I do feel that, Amanda, you are going to start feeling, I don't know, I still think there's the stuff going on, and I do feel that this is what you need to hear, that things are going to be, with your emotional side, so much better, which is really, really important. You do need to slow down. I do know that. And you know what, Amanda, things are always not the way it seems. This is very important, and I do feel there's a situation going around you just now. It's a bit, you're not really sure what way you're turning on. Well, you know what? Just remember the past is completely gone, and don't live in the past. I know you like to move quickly. You need to slow down. And I do feel that things are just going to be just so much improving. But I do feel you need this new emotional, which is going to be happening, if not just happened already for you. You know what, Amanda? It's going to give you so much more confidence, and I do believe this is the confidence that you actually need. And I hope that actually does make sense to you. Now, ladies, just step forward for you, Amanda. This is the spirit world starting to come through, hopefully. Well, it is, because I've got the most beautiful lady here who's got pure white hair, she's showing me, and she's got beautiful, it's not beautiful, she's got blue eyeshadow on, and she wants to specifically show me her blue eyeshadow, and she's laughing about the blue eyeshadow. So I do know that is significant with this lady. This lady is either mother or grandmother. She's telling me, no, it's grandmother. So it's your granny, I feel it's granny, okay? And I'm asking granny, what did she do with herself? I mean, what was she like? She says, yes, I was a typical grandma. I was one of these ladies that just did the usual. I did the baking, I did the knitting, I did this. She says, I was just an ordinary nanny. I was just an ordinary nanny. I don't know if she called her nanny or what, but this is what she seems to be coming out with. She says, but I love my family. She says, my family were my life. And as she said, you know, if she was to live it all over again, there's absolutely no way she would change anything for anybody. And I hope that does make sense to you, Amanda. Yeah. You didn't know your grandparents? Well, can I tell you this now? I'm going to find you a wee bit of evidence in, because I do know that this grandma, nanny, or whatever it is, she's telling me she did everything. Well, it must be for her children then. So if you know a bit about her, we should be really, really interested. Right, okay. Could you do me a favour, Amanda? Is your mother here, or is your mother in spirit? I do feel, Amanda, your mother's actually in spirit, but let's see if I'm right or wrong here. Amanda? Do you understand the lady with the blue eyeshadow? But I am hearing grandma, so I really don't know, because I'm just saying you need to ask somebody about the blue eyeshadow. The blue eyeshadow is very, very, your mum. Right, okay. Do you understand the blue eyeshadow? Just ask me. If you just ask, just do that, because that is very, very significant, okay? And I do know that this lady was a typical, it's a grandma. I can't really change that, okay? But she's around you, and I do know, Amanda, that this lady she actually used to do this work, okay? She used to do this work. So I do know that this grandma is around you all the time, okay? She wants to give me ladybirds. It's been very significant. So I don't know if you see a lot of ladybirds, or ladybirds mean something to you. Could you validate that for me, just to make sure that is correct, okay? She's also telling me somebody around you who passed, who dug their own grave. Basically symbolic for me to say they either smoked too much or drank too much, and that's how they passed. And they actually passed well before, we can't say well before the time, because it is their time, but they passed young. Does that make sense to you, Amanda? Because if not, I'm moving on to somebody else, because it's coming in really, really strong here. Right, I think I've moved on, Amanda, with you. So I think the tarot was for you, but I believe that this lady is really, really significant. So I don't want to let her go. I want to carry on with her as well. So Amanda, take what I said from the tarot from you, and let me move on to somebody, okay? Right, you know, people judge. I think I've moved on, Amanda, because there's too much evidence there that she wants to give me, and I do feel this is grandma, so I can't take that away. Okay, Amanda, but listen, take the tarot, take what I said with the tarot, and I hope all that makes sense. And thank you so much for being here. So let me say hello, a few hellos before, and then we'll carry on with this lovely, lovely lady that I've got here. And I think whoever I come to should be belong to her. Michelle Morissette, hello. Nancy Negron, hello. And thank you guys for putting some lovely comments in, which is really, really good. Gina Giraldi, hello. Teresa Carty, hi. Let me just see who else is just coming on. If I missed you, I'm really sorry because you're all coming on. Lilia Nunes, hello. Suzanne Anderson, yes, okay. Right, okay, I've got this lady who I have to, Suzanne Anderson, can I come to you, please? And if it's not for you, I will have to ask this lady to leave me, but she's not leaving me just now. Suzanne Anderson, do you understand by any chance, Suzanne, do you understand, Suzanne, this lady I'm talking about, who I do believe is grandma, which is either called Nan or Nanny. And I do believe that the blue eyeshadow, because she's still showing me that, was very significant, and so is the ladybirds. So I do know that the ladybirds is either symbolic or it's something that she leaves all the time. Suzanne, can you understand that, please? Okay, and I know this lady was a typical grandma, and I know that she just loved her family so much that she said if she was to live her life all over again, she would not change a thing. So, Suzanne, could you understand all this with this lovely, lovely lady? You said yes. So let's hope that is for that. Great. Okay. And do you understand everything that I've said to you, Suzanne, about this lovely, lovely lady? Because she's coming in deliberately. The time what she's doing, Suzanne, she's throwing flour on a table. So I do know this lady either used to bake, but she's actually deliberately doing a rolling pin, and she's putting out, I don't know, flour or something like that, and pastry. That's it, the word pastry. Okay. And I know this lady used to make pie. So I don't know, it was apple pie, rhubarb pie, you name it. Then whatever pie it is, she made it, Suzanne. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Charlene, you say your grand's always rebellious. I feel as if I'm with Suzanne. I do feel as if I'm with Suzanne. And I do know that, as I say, that the pie, she's actually making me smell the apple pie, because you know what, she's laughing at this because she knows I can't stand things like this, and she's making me smell the apple pie. Okay, and she wants me to give that to you. She's telling me, Suzanne, that nutrition-wise, you could do with being a wee bit healthier. You could do, she's giving me into trouble here. She says she could do with being a wee bit more of a healthy eater, which is really, really good. She's also telling me something significant happened to you in the past 6 months. I do believe it was a passing in the past 6 months or something like that. Something not very good has happened in 6 months. She said, but you know what? She said, I was there. She said, I've been always guiding you. And she said, and she's glad to know that things are changing for you, Suzanne. So, and I hope that does make sense to you with this beautiful lady, because she is so much around you. And your mum used to make apple pies. Okay. And I still think Gran's here. But I don't know if your mum's in spirit or not, but I am still talking to Grandma, but she could be talking about that as well. But I'm hearing a lot of laughter. So I do know that this lady, you know, was always laughing and joking and you know, and this sort of thing. As I say, and you know, I don't know if she had a seesaw in her garden or she used to take you to a seesaw, but I'm seeing laughter with children, lots of laughter in your childhood, Suzanne, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing, you know, and things you said were absolutely brilliant. Okay, I do have to talk about a head injury. So I do know somebody in the family had a head injury or something happened with that. It's very, very significant. Okay, but I do know it wasn't that serious, because she's taken out the first aid box, and that's symbolic for me to say, you know, we've managed to fix it, or you have managed to fix it, which is also very, very important. Okay, it's just evidence just to prove that it's you. I'm going to leave you with a lovely cup of tea and a rich tea biscuit, or something that looks like a rich tea biscuit, which is very significant again with her. Okay, she's just come through for a little bit of support, to give you a little bit of support, just to say everybody is happy, everybody's like, so your mum's in spirit, and my sister love laughing. Yeah, that's fine, they'll all be here. I'll tell you right now, what happens is even though we're trained to just stick to one, I don't believe that. When I do these lives, let whoever wants to come and speak. All I know is Grandma's here. I can feel Grandma, but the rest of them are speaking at the same time. Of course they are. Okay, they're not all going to be away when they've got a chance to speak to you, Suzanne. So they're all around you. Just take their love. Love you so much. Okay, and if to leave you with a pair. Now, when I say a pair, that could normally be twins. So it must be either twins in the family or you've just eaten a pair, one or the other, okay? And I'll leave their love with you. And thank you so much for being on, Susanna. I'm glad you took this lovely lady because I couldn't let her go. Okay, and thank you so much for that. Okay, right, so let me see who I'm going to come to next. Carol Cahill, hello. Helen Smith, hello. Autumn Shrimp, hello to you too. And Ka Woodland, hi, yeah, right, I'm going to come to, right, Arshia Raza, I'm going to come to. Arshia Raza, you'd love to hear from your sister. I can't guarantee anything, but I do want to read for you. So let's see who it is. Arshia Raza, okay? Let's have a look here. Okay, Arshia. Oh, your husband loved the tea biscuits. Yes, well, if he's in spirit, he'll be around you as well. So, Arshia, are you here? Arshia, oh, it rhymes. Arshia, are you here? Arshia, are you here? No. Am I getting that? No, you're not coming up here. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Arshia. I'll move on to somebody else just now and I'll get her up next because I can't even find the next. Right, okay. I'm going to come to Carol Cahill. I'm going to come to you. Carol Cahill, can I come to you, please? Can you pull a card regarding my career? Right, Carol? Carol, can you pull a card regarding my career? Let me have a look for you, Carol, and see what's going on. Okay, Carol, you can do anything. It's so interesting you said that because I've just got a King of Wands out, and the King is to do with my work. Wands are work. So not the King, the Wands are work. Okay, but you do have the Magician. So do you know what, Carol? When you put your hand to anything, you can do it. But you know what? I've got a feeling, Carol, that you're not putting your hand to everything. There's things you could be doing that you're not doing because you feel you cannot do. But what I'm hearing is you can do them, okay? Because you know what? The world is your oyster. Very, very important. The world is your oyster. So it's time for you to... Do you know, I've just pulled the Death card here. Now, people who do tarot will know this is a fantastic card. Out with the old and in with the new. So it's time for you to put your past behind you, Carol, and start moving forward. Okay, very, very important. Now, a little boy has come into my awareness. A young child has come in, and I believe he's 7, 8, or 9. And that sounds really silly, because I don't normally do that. 7, 8, or 9. So there must be a reason why he's given me these 3 ages. Now, Carol, are you here? Could you please validate this so far for me, and especially the little boy? Unless you've moved away, Carol, and you're not here. And if not, I'll give you another second. And otherwise, I'm going to have to move forward, Carol. I do know you do this work as well. That's interesting. Right, Carol, I'm afraid I'm going to have to move on to somebody else. I'm sorry about that. And if you come back, I will carry on reading because I've got... Oh, you are here. Brilliant. Yes, I don't know what this card for my... I don't know what... I think you've panicked there and you've said a load of... Anyway, yeah, do you know what? It's time for you to you're here, great. It's time for you to definitely start working on something, doing something that's outside the box, something you've always wanted to do, Carol, which is really, really important. You need to forget that past and you need to start moving forward. Does that make sense to you? But do you understand this little boy that's coming? And all I hear is 7, 8, and 9. So I don't understand that. But Carol, do you understand the little boy who is in spirit? If you could please, could everybody, when they reply to me, reply as quick as possible, please, because I need to get through as many as I can. And this little boy is saying, yes, okay, this little boy is going, mummy. So I don't know if you're the mummy or you do know. So who's this little boy to you, Carol? Okay, and I do know this little boy did pass at a young age, but I don't know if he passed 7, 8, or 9, but I do know he passed at a young age, okay? And I do know that this little boy, no, I don't feel it was a miscarriage, Carol. I do feel the little boy, unless it was 7, 8 years ago. Does that make sense to you? Okay, because I'm feeling there's something going on with my heart. There's something going on with my chest here with this little boy. And Carol, if this little boy is not for you, he could be one of your friends, little boys, or still in the family. 7, 8, 9. I need to give you, which is also very, very significant. Okay, I do feel that this little boy passed with a chest condition or something going on with the chest. Does that make sense to you, Carol? If not, again, a neighbour, right? Okay, and I hope you're still in contact with this neighbour, because I do have to tell you that this little boy is absolutely fine, and he had to come in and say that he is absolutely fine. I do believe he passed like at least 3 years ago, but I do know that the parents are still suffering greatly. And he said, just tell my mummy and dad, I could keep hearing mummy, and I just to tell him that he is doing fine. He's talking about the red door or the red gate, or the red door. Could you validate that for me? The red door or the red gate as being absolutely significant. And I also have to talk about the swan. Now, this could be to do with you or to them. The swan is also very, very significant. Okay, you, Carol, I'm going to go back to you just now. You're going to have to watch yourself here, because what I'm feeling is there's nothing serious in, but I think you're going to get yourself into a rut, okay? And I just feel this rut coming, and I also do feel the sort of somebody around you as well that's made you feel this way, and it's sort of brought down your confidence, and it's time you have to let that person go, if that does make sense to you, because for you to move on with your life. This is what I'm feeling, okay? And if you could do that, again, let's go back to the death card, out with the old and in with the new, which is really, really important, okay? And then you'll get the job that you want, because that was your question. Will you get the job? 100% you will get that job. If you just need to get your acting gear. That sounds really crazy. And remember, Carol, you need to move on as well, which is really, really important. Get rid of that past and start moving on. And I hope that does make sense to you, okay? And I'm going to leave that reading with you, and thank you so much for being here. Cal Woodland, hello. Autumn, I've said hello to Autumn Shrimp, because I remember that name. Bernadette Connolly, hello. Nessie Aqua, I like your fancy writing, to get known, to get the fans, to get thinking. Hi, would really, really appreciate a reading, okay? And it said, beautiful spirits come through, please. I'm ready to receive your message. That's what you're saying. We'll have a look in a wee minute. We'll just see. Okay, let's have a look. See. Right, I'm going to come to Lisa Thorpe. Lisa Thorpe, please. Can I come to you, Lisa? Lisa Thorpe. Guys, I'm not getting the questions. Oh, yes, some are. Lisa Thorpe, okay? Lisa Thorpe. Lisa Thorpe. So remember, Carol, just leave that past behind, and things are going to move forward for you big time, okay? Lisa Thorpe, hello. Yeah, sure they are. That's super, Lisa Thorpe. Right, Lisa, let's see what's for you, okay? A man's just stepped forward for you, Lisa. Okay, and I do know that this man was either, I think it was uncle, actually, either father or uncle, or an uncle who was like a father to you, one or the other anyway. And I do know this man was a very smart man, but I do also know that this man used to go down to the pub, and he used to love either the darts or the snooker or something like that, or he just loves sport, something like that. So Lisa, just validate that, make sure that is correct. And I do believe this is either uncle, dad, or dad, uncle, if that does make sense, okay? And I do also feel as well as, I don't know why he showed me bandages. So I do know that there's bandages that was around his head or somebody's had bandages around their heads or so. In fact, you know what? I think scrap that last bit there, because he just expanded it. Then he said, it's not around your head, it's my leg, or somebody's leg, because he deliberately showed me limping on the right leg. So either it was him, or somebody was hurting themselves with that right leg, which is also very, very significant. My ankle is starting to swell as well. Not really, but this is what they do to me. And I do know there's an ankle problem as well. And the whole foot is swelling. Everything's swelling, my leg, everything. So does that make sense? Is that with him, Lisa? Just let me know. Just could you validate it? It's your father-in-law for definite. Perfect. Okay. As long as you can understand the ailment and everything, because that is very, 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 very important. And I do feel that everything moved to my chest, it moved to my heart, and it actually even went into my throat. So I do feel this was a condition that took him to the spirit world. Okay. It was to give me the number 71 as being very, very significant. Okay. Number 71. So it was either at the age of his passing, or something happened in 1971 as being very, very significant. Okay, but he's come forward for you just to tell you, you know what, you've been overthinking things because there's been so many changes. He says, I've been watching her, and she says, there's been so many changes that's going on, and she says she doesn't know whether she's coming or going. Does that make sense to you, Lisa? He's telling me you need to, so it's a bit like the last read there, you need to let go of all that rubbish in the past and move forward. He's saying, for goodness sake, girl, just move forward, which is very, very significant. Now, do you know what? He's bringing to me, for some reason, I'm packing a lot of shopping in shopping bags, but I don't know where you're from, Lisa, right? But here we used to have a shop called Safeway, and that's the bags he's showing me for some reason. So there must be a reason for that. I don't know, that's when his son was born, but I can't remember because I speak so fast. But that's it. But the Safeway bag is also very, very significant. And you know what? I like this guy, but you know, but I feel that there's been a lot of I'm saying I like this guy, but he's actually he made me throw a card. He's actually brought over the devil card. So I'm not quite sure if he was that actually that quite nice. I'm not quite sure, or he's just been funny. Oh, he loves Safeways, right? Okay, that's interesting, because that's a real flash from the past. But you know what? There's a situation definitely going on in your life. You need to step away from it big time. Must step away from it big time. And if you do that, you know what? These sort of things are going to start getting better for you. You'll be able to move forward, because I do feel you're not moving forward. Okay, and he's showing me the most beautiful teeth. So I do know either he or beautiful teeth, but I think they're falsers. They look too good to be falsers unless they're turkey teeth. But anyway, he's smiling at me and he's smiling away at you as well. And he's saying, you know, he said, just tell him sorry. And he said, you know, he says, but he really did love you very, very much, even though he couldn't really show it. This is what he's telling me. But he says he's always around you. And I don't know if you and your father-in-law, you and your husband are still together. I'm not feeling it, but maybe you are. But I do feel there's a bit of distance that's going on there. And does that make sense? Oh, you've just had your teeth done. It's so funny. He's around you all the time anyway. But I do feel this distance, but I might be wrong. So I don't predict. So don't worry about that if it's not, okay? He's really... Yes, you are, as there is a distance. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave his love with you, but he came through because he really is very, very fond of you, Lisa. And just take his little bit of advice. It's time for you to move forward and stop living on this absolute rubbish that's actually still around you just now. It's time for you to take that step back, okay? And move forward and just enjoy your life, okay? And I'm going to leave his love with you. And thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. Teresa Carty, hello. Helen Smith, hello. If I've said hello to you before, sorry. Nimira, I haven't said hello to you before. It's just they're all coming. Hello. Right, I'm going to come to Afro Deacon Donnelly. Okay. And let me just see who I have for you. Afro, two ladies have just stepped in. Now, these ladies are either twins or they're sisters within a year or just about a year of their age. Okay, Afro Deacon Donnelly. Hello, could you come step forward, please? Afro Deacon Donnelly. You're very welcome, Lisa. Afro Deacon Donnelly. Afro. Hello. Hi, Christine. How are you doing? Christine Marie, hello. Right, Afro Deacon Donnelly. A bit slow this today, isn't it? Afro Deacon Donnelly. I do have two ladies here who are getting impatient, and it's not me, it's they're getting impatient. So Afro, are you here? Okay, I'm going to move on, but I do believe it. Whoever this is, we're going to come to is for these ladies. Okay. Okay. Teresa Carty, can I come to you? Teresa Carty. Okay. Oh, you are there, Afro. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to Afro. Afro Deacon Donnelly. I think it's just a bit slow tonight. Afro Deacon Donnelly. Right, okay. Do you understand these two ladies? Okay, these two ladies have stepped forward and they're showing me the old photograph of the two of them. And I do know that these ladies had light-coloured hair, because even though it's in black and white, this photograph, the two of them are very like each other. But I do feel, I'll come to you next, Teresa, but I do feel that Afro Deacon is... just so I get your name up here. Anyway, these two ladies, as I say, they're either sisters or twins, but they are telling me there is twins in the family as well, so I do know that there is. Okay, they're giving me a building, and I do feel the building is behind them, so I do believe they used to work in this big building. Avril, Deacon, Donnelly. So if you could just put their name up, that would be amazing. And I do feel, just to validate this, Avril, do you understand the twins or the sisters? Light coloured hair, I know that, but I do know you've got a photograph of them in black and white, okay? I don't know what's happening with this today, right? Okay, so I do know that these ladies, just you keep answering, Avril, on this bit here, and hopefully it'll just still come up. And I do believe these ladies, they're standing in this building behind them, so I do know this building was really, really significant, either with you or with them. They are showing me the ocean, and I do know that the ocean is also very, very, and they're pointing out, they're always together, these two, they're always together, and they're actually pointing out into the middle of the ocean. And in the middle of that ocean, they've actually just brought in, and it looks like an old boat. So I do know again, oh yeah, your mum is a twin, right? It doesn't matter if your mum's a twin passed as a baby, it makes no difference. So is your mum still here, Avril? Right, okay, I've got it down as blonde here, but it doesn't matter about hair colour, it doesn't matter. I do feel this is with you, but I might be wrong. So, listen, Avril, do you understand, is your mum in spirit or is your mum here? Your mum's here, actually. Just let me know if your mum's here. This is really significant. It doesn't matter if they pass as a baby, they're just showing me the twins, otherwise I couldn't get it, okay? So that's, right, okay, so the point to the boat is really also very, very significant as a memory. So if you know about the boats to do with them, or also, Avril, it could also be to do with you, okay? You work in a palace. Well, that building behind them, I don't know what it was, but it was a huge, huge building between them. Right, it is your mum and her sister, okay? That's how it's working here. It is your mum and the sister. Do you understand the vision of that they're giving me of the two of them pointing over to the ocean? Very important, and there's a boat sitting in the ocean as well, okay? Now, you've got to remember, guys, they're just flashing images into me, and I'm just giving you what I'm getting, okay? And I'm working so fast here. I'm not going to get this 100% right, the hair colours and stuff like that, but I do know that what they're giving me is correct, and I'm just trying to interpret it. You live beside the sea when growing up. That's all I need to know, okay, just to make sure I'm 100% correct. I also do know as well that they want to give me liquors, all sorts, and I do know, and they're like, there's one in there that they just don't like anyway. But licorice also, I don't know where you're from, if you even have them where you are, but I do know licorice is very, very significant with them as well, okay? They used to always had, me and my husband were visiting a boat recently. We were just pointing at a boat, so they're with you, of course they are. But you know what? They're going into a box, and it's like God, we had one years and years ago, and it was a biscuit tin. Can't remember that. It was a biscuit tin, which was really significant. And they're opening someone's opening the biscuit tin, and there's all the biscuits, and it's like, oh my goodness. And you know what's in it? This is really interesting. A Tunnocks tea cake. So a Tunnocks wafer, not to get a Tunnocks wafer. So then the wafer must be very significant. I know this all sounds a wee bit strange and weird, but this is what they're giving me, and it's only, mediumship's only for validation. That's all it is, just to prove that they're around you, etc. So do you understand the box with the biscuit tin and with the wafers? Amazing. Absolutely amazing, okay? And do you know what? They're just coming to send their love for you, Avril, okay? You didn't like licorice, but mum and sister did. But you see how specific, you're 100% brilliant. You see how specific they're being. I love that. I love that. One of them is showing me specifically, well, it won't be their sister that's passed. It must be your mum or you have got this coat. And it's one of these ones that's got the wee sort of bobbly bits on it as well. You know, it's like the wool, this wool one bit. And, you know, I need to keep warm with this coat. So I do know this coat, again, is very significant. Mum has come through just to give some support to Avril, because I do know that you do need support right now, she's telling me. And I do know that somebody around you, either yourself or somebody, has just been awarded a certificate or something, because all I can hear is a congratulations at the back, and they're taking me to mine. So I do know that is also very, very significant, okay? So they're saying that, but they're saying you need support at the moment. They're saying they're around you all the time. So you know what? Ask them for their help, because, you know, people forget that. People think that, I know you do speak to Mum, because she says she does speak to me, but she doesn't ask me anything. So I do know that people speak to their parents, but they don't realise that if you're new to this or whatever, if you ask, they're going to help you in every way possible, because they're not allowed to ask. Sorry, they're not allowed to do anything for you unless you ask, because they're going to be interfering with your highest good. But with your free will. But do me a favour, you must ask. And she's telling me, get my Avril to ask me, and I'm going to help her in every way you can. You said you've got your sister's coat. I kept it after she passed. Well, that'd be your sister stepping in. I'm not going to read about her just now, because I've got to go on to somebody else. But that's just telling me your sister is here, okay? And I know that your sister loved you very much, because she's actually making me feel the love. So I do know, okay? And you do need the guidance. She said you do need the guidance. Well, do you know what? They're there. Ask them, and they will move heaven and earth for you, okay? And they so want to help you, okay? And I'm going to leave their love with you. And thank you so much for validating everything. That was great. See, just keep validating everything, and it lifts my vibration as well, which is, even if I'm wrong, tell me that I'm wrong. Please do, because, you know, I just need to know that I'm on the right track. That's all. Right, okay. Teresa Carty, hello. Nessa, I've said that already. Barbara Benbow, hello. Helen Smith, hello. So as I say, I don't know who I've said hello to and who I haven't. I'm just working so fast here, so let me see who I'm going to come to. You know what? I'm going to come to Autumn Shrimp. Autumn Shrimp, because I like that name, Autumn Shrimp, and I feel attracted to you. Autumn Shrimp, you're not giving me a message, right? Not a message, Question, okay. Your sister was your best friend. Well, she still is your best friend, not was, still is, and she's around. So ask her. She'll still help you in every way she can, Avril, okay? Every single way that she can. Right, okay, guys. I'm going to come to Autumn Shrimp. So Autumn Shrimp, yeah, you're there, great, okay. Right, Autumn, please do such a good job and validate, please. That would be amazing. Okay, Avril, let's just find out if this is correct. Avril, what an overthinker you are. My goodness gracious me. You know what? Your mind's just always constantly buzzing. Does that make sense to you as well? And I also do know as well, there's something going on with a commitment with you, and you're making a choice or something to do with either your love life, husband, partner, whatever. I do know there's something is going on with that as well. You need to start being more patient, Avril, okay? Avril, Autumn. Really important, you do need to be a lot more patient, because see, if you're not, you know, things are just not going to work out as planned, okay? You just need to be more patient. Okay, could you just comment, Autumn, just to make sure that you're here? Interesting, probably the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords. What's the chances of that? And we've also got 10 of Pentacles as well. So, you know, the overthinking is you know what, you just need to calm it down, really, really calm it down. And I also do know that this situation you've got with a partner and all this was going on, I'm not with you, Avril. I'm with the Autumn Shrimp here. Sorry, I just used your name by mistake. So maybe it's Joy here. I don't know. But anyway, I do know. This thing, you've got a partner, husband, or whatever it is, wife, doesn't matter. I do know that it will work out, but you just need to be more patient. But does that make sense to you, what I'm saying, Autumn? Okay. I do know as well as that everything to do with your material life is going to get so much better as well. If it's not better already, but you need to get this emotional side sorted out for you first. Okay, let me just find out. Right, a little girl's just stepped forward, okay? Autumn Shrimp. Oh, it's going weird. Autumn Shrimp. And I feel this girl's for you, but maybe I'm wrong. This little girl has just stepped forward, okay? And I do know that this little girl had never... I don't believe this little girl was ever born. So I do believe this little girl, you know, she's come through from spirit as she would have looked like, as I say now, even though they're all spirit anyway. But she's just showing very angelic. This is what she's showing me. And she's saying this, that she says, I wasn't supposed to be born. And that's why, she said. And whoever is little girl that says Autumn, is this your little girl? I do know that this little girl, so whoever it is needs this reassurance. She's absolutely fine. Okay, she is absolutely fine. And I also do believe she's morphed herself into a little boy. So I do believe that she's actually there was a little boy born after her, and I do believe that is it was the same soul that has come through back again as a little boy. Autumn, does that all make sense to you? because if it's not, it definitely belongs to somebody. It's really important. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes, it does. Okay, let me just double check with this, make sure we're. But anyway, it doesn't matter because this little girl, as I say, is now, as I say, comes to as a little boy. Now, she's given me the number 10, so I don't know if it's 10 years old or the month of October as also being very, very significant. But I do know, I think it's October because it's happy birthday. So she's given me the happy birthday, Autumn. So I do feel that this is very, very significant. So this birthday is in October, whoever's birthday it is. And I hope that does make sense to you. Yes, it does. Brilliant. Okay. And I, but she's also talking about, remember she, but she's actually he now, but it doesn't matter. Talking about the month of November. And I'll tell you why. It's not her that's talking now, it's Mum that's talking now. Mum has just stepped in. So I do believe, Autumn, that Mum is in spirit. Is that correct? Or if somebody like a Mum, if it's not Mum? Because she is the one that's actually telling me now she actually has brought in the first soul, which was the little girl, which is now the little boy. I know it gets complicated, but it's also nice and happy. It's just lovely. I just love this. But this lady has come through and she's just telling me, do you know what, she's got a cigarette hanging out her mouth, and I do know that she used to smoke, and I do know that she used to be very glamorous when she was younger as Mum. So Autumn, can you validate Mum for me, please, just to make sure I'm still with you? And I do know she'll say she had the cigarette mouth, very glamorous, loved her lipstick, you know, but she loved her children, but you know, she also loved having time for herself as well, she's telling me, okay? But she's come through to give you some support, okay? As I say, Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords, stop overthinking it, okay? Mama Sunshine. Yeah, but she's saying, stop overthinking, get your life sorted, okay? Because I say, I've got this Lover's card that came out, and I think she said, yeah, that's accurate. She's telling me that, because she's done this. She says, don't be frightened of commitment. It's really, really important, Autumn. You mustn't be frightened of commitment. It's very, very important. And then she said, you know what? Everything's just going to be hunky-dory. Absolutely hunky-dory. And I do know, Autumn, you deal with the spirit world. And I do know you're part of all the spiritual community, because she just told me that as well. But she said she actually got that from her. Okay? You got that from her. Oh my goodness, no. This is from somebody else in the family. It's not her. Because she's going, it's not me. So that's very significant. But I think it's Grandma who's either stepped in or somebody like that as well. Because she's going, no, it's not me. But I do feel that somebody in the spirit world who had a chest condition, because she's just given me that chest condition, has given me that. So I hope that all makes sense to you. Just get on with your life, okay? Just get on, enjoy it, make that decision, what you need to do. She's back. She'll always back you up. But again, always ask, okay? And thank you so much for being here. Okay, let me see. Christine Thomas, hello. Sharon Marie Brett, hello. Christine Campbell, I'm not reading for you just now, but you've just asked a question. I had a very vivid dream last night about my cousin Alison who passed away. I would love to know if this was a dream or a visitation. You know the difference, Christine. A visitation stays with you. You can remember every single bit that you've heard, seen, said. It doesn't leave you. It's as if that person was actually there. If it's a dream, you forgot most of it. It's as simple as that. So if you remember all that, absolutely, it was a visitation. And if it wasn't, it wasn't. It's as if that person is actually there. That's your visitation, okay? So let me know what that is anyway. Okay, so let me have a look and see who I'm going to come to next. Gosh, I'm roasting. Well, remember I said to you before, it's 36 degrees, so I've got my fan on here. Okay, I'm going to come to... Right, I'm going to come to... Right, Sharon Marie Brett, I can't guarantee your sister's going to come through. You say, my sister was murdered. Is she safe? 100% without even her coming through. Of course she is going to be safe. Okay. So she 100%. When people pass to the spirit world, they're always safe. Okay. I'm not even going to reach it because that's a really personal one. And I actually do feel that if I did bring her through, there's an awful lot that needs to be said. But all I do need is, don't you worry that she's not safe, because what happens is doesn't matter how anybody passes, whether it's from suicide, whether it's, God forbid, murder, anything at all, they still go to exactly the same place. So you do not have to worry about that at all. Okay, Sharon, she is absolutely safe. Okay, she'll have been greeted by the family, by her angels, by her team, and she'll be absolutely fine. Okay. Helen Smith, I'm coming to you. Helen Smith. Okay, if you could just validate. What is going on with this? Why is this so slow? Autumn Shrimp is still up. What is going on here? Helen Smith, I'm coming to you, Helen. Hey, Helen. I don't actually know how that works with the name. I don't know if somebody does it or just because I mention it. Let's find that one out. Helen Smith, spirit message, please. Can't guarantee a thing, Helen. So, but let's see. Let me see what is going on here. Right, okay, a man has just stepped forward for you, Helen. Well, I don't know if it's for you or not, but a man has just stepped forward to you. And I do know that this man, he's got a walking stick and he's got bandages all over him. So I do know that this man was either in an accident or something anyway. But I do think, do you know, it's interesting because he's not really showing me his face here, but I do see, when I see bandages, it means there's been an accident or something, okay? And with the walkie stick. So I do know there was something on there. I'm actually asking him, come on, what's going on here? What are you doing here? And he's not stepping forward for me, but that is evidence in itself. So I do believe, Helen, that this person who's coming through is literally standing back as evidence to say this is what you would have done in life, okay? Does that make sense to you? It's just so hot here. I believe this man was a very, very quiet gentleman as well. I think this is why he's literally standing back here, Helen. But I do know he was in a serious accident. And I actually do believe, Helen, it was a car accident that he was in. And I do feel that the car accident, I don't think took him to the spirit world, because if he did, why is he showing me with the leg? So actually, Helen, can you understand that there's been a car accident and there is somebody around you either just now who has had or had all these injuries? Helen, could you do this quite quickly, please? I'm running out of time here. I don't want to run out of time for you. Helen, do you understand? Do you understand the accident? Do you understand all this that I'm talking about? The man walking, obviously with the legs. Yes, Dad was quiet. Yeah, I think it's, do you understand the car accident as well, Helen? I do need to talk about the car accident as well, because that's what he's giving me, okay? So that was the evidence in itself, okay, as he's standing back. But I do feel as well that the man who I'm talking to just now, which is Dad, hopefully it will be Dad, and I do feel as well it is that he definitely had problems, okay, with the chest. It's the chest, he's telling me that actually took him over to the other side eventually. And I do know that this gentleman here became very, very frail, very, very frail before he passed, okay? Right, that's okay about the car accident, Helen. And I don't predict, so don't think that you're going to have a car accident. So that's the thing. But I think it was something that will come to you, because I've been given this specifically, which means there's somebody else here talking about a car accident. That's all it is, okay? But let's talk about Dad, because I think Dad's very significant here. And I do know that this Dad, he did become very, very frail before he passed. I don't know if he was an auction or something, but he's given me all this equipment. Now, I never asked for any of this, so it's quite interesting how he's coming out with all these ailments, because I don't normally get all these ailments, but this is what I'm getting, okay? And I do know that Dad used to love sitting in front of that television. Dad used to love sitting in his leatherette chair that was pretty worn with a doily at the back of it. Does that all make sense? Yeah. His chest took him over and he was bedridden at the end. Yeah, okay. I saw that, so that's it. But do you understand? He used to love, before all this happened, loved his leatherette chair, and with the doily at the back, and or something sitting at the back, so that his bro cream didn't rub on the back. He's telling me, okay, and he thinks this is quite funny. He's actually got his personality back that he had, and he's telling me that even though he was quiet, he could have been quite a funny guy in his time, okay. But I also feel he was very angelic. That's the wrong word. He was actually a very, very patient man, but you wouldn't want to mess with him. You wouldn't want to cross him, okay? He's a bit of Jekyll and Hyde about him, if you know what I mean. His chest took him over his bedroom at the end. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? And he had his favourite chair. I do know that as well. But he just loved to sit there with a glass of whatever it is, watching the television. And that was his way of calming down, because he says to me he was such a hard worker. He loved to provide for the family. It was never the job he wanted to do. This is really interesting. Never the job I wanted to do, but I did it for my family. Does that make sense to you, Helen? Everything that he's talking about here? Because you know what? He's just saying how much he loves you all. He just loves you all. Okay, he's talking about a brother and a sister, so it's just three of you. But I do believe there was three. Anyway, which is also significant. You need to answer quickly, Helen, because I'm just going to finish off here. I'm just making sure everything is okay before he gives me his message to me, because he's telling me he's always around you. He's given me a poppy. Now, when I get a poppy, it means there was some sort of connection to the war. So I do believe that that's some significant, or somebody else has just actually, I think this could be grandfather's just stepped in, or somebody's just stepped in with the grandfather clock, which is just to say hello to you as well, Helen. But you know what, Helen? He was great for buying you three brothers. Yeah, because he's telling me, we're talking about the three, so that's perfect. So it's four, but he's probably talking about you and the other three. So wonderful. He's, you know what, just a wonderful, wonderful man, you know, in his time. And I don't know why he showed me lots of coal. So I don't know if he did work with something that was messy or dirty or something. But I do know he said this was the job I never wanted to do, but I needed to do it to provide for my family. And he was happy with that, though. That's so significant. He was happy providing for the family. He's telling me, Helen, that you know what, there's everything's not the way it really should be. He said, you know what, it's time for you again. Stop living on the past, Helen, and move yourself forward into the future. Because he says, I'm always walking by your side. Whatever you want, within reason, obviously, for your highest good, I'm here still to provide for you. So, Helen, take your dad's love, okay? Because he's a lovely, lovely guy. And he says, she doesn't really talk to me. She doesn't really talk to me. So I don't feel you talk to him. And he says, but you know, it's time for you to start talking to him and asking for any help that you need, you know, in this life anyway, because he's just lovely. He says, I'll always be here for your pet. He'll always be here for your pet. So either he used to call your pet or so, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to leave his love with you, Helen. I just love him. He's just a really, really lovely, lovely guy. And I love to end with somebody that's so lovely in spirit. Because you know what? Sometimes they come through, guys, and they're not always that nice. It's just validation, though. But your father is a lovely, lovely man. Okay. And you're saying, Helen, yes, it all makes sense. That's all I need to know. That's absolutely perfect. And everybody, again, thank you so much for being here. I come on every second Saturday. I don't know who's on after me. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm here every second Saturday. So please join me. I love to do these. And as long as I help people, either through the cards or from the spirit world, I've done my job. As simple as that, a job which I absolutely love to do. So guys, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see some of you next time I'm on. Okay, and thank you so much. Bye.